All right, here I am all set up outside. I've got my little red light here, and I've got a nice bright screen here. I've also got my I can rotate this over a little bit. I've got my smartphone here with the instructions, the alignment instructions. And I guess what I'm going to try first is what they're calling an easy two-star alignment. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I've got the scope over here, which you can't really see. Put it down here a little bit. There, so yeah, you can see the lens in there, and this is sort of pointing north, but I'll do a better job here in a minute. Now I guess what I've got to do first is I've got to turn it on. Okay, so it made a little beeping sound. It looks on. Looks like we are definitely on. Wow, I've got like spider webs flying all over the place tonight. That's kind of funny. So all right, let's get down to it here. So what we have to do first is we have to press the speed key to accept. Because right now it's saying, you know, warning. Press and hold the speed key. Press and hold the speed key. Okay, here we go. So it wants, so now it's saying enter the date. And why am I out of focus? Come on. Focus a little better than that. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so enter the date. So it's asking me for daylight savings, and I'm going to say no. Do I do enter? Okay, so now it's asking me for the date. So today is the 3rd of September here local time. So I'm going to go with that. I got to use my little arrow keys. Uh-oh. Got to go back. I want to go back. Uh-oh. Oh, I can't go back. Now we got some coyotes all around us here. See if I can discombobulate this thing. Yeah, they're really nearby. I don't know if you can hear them or not. All right, I'm just going to reset this dumb thing. Daylight savings, no. So I'm going to do 0, 3. How do I move over? Like that. Okay, so 0, 3, September 2018. Okay, enter. Now it wants me to set the time. So for the time, I'm going to get my shortwave radio going. the control thing down. It's probably too close to the computer. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got the WWV, I think it's V, going on behind me, so I can hear it. And I know about what time it is. It's WWVH again. Okay, so I'm going to set this for 8:44 local time. So 08:44. And so gotta hang here for just a few minutes. Not a few minutes, a few seconds. Got bugs crawling all over the screen. But the next beep that I hear will be 8:44 local time, 3:44 UTC. And it's the lady's voice. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh. Okay, so now set up a line. Set up a line. Okay, so it says set up a line. We want easy? No, we want 1 star, 2 star. Okay, so let's do 2 star. Okay, so now I've got to put it in the home position. I've got to put the telescope in the home position. I'm going to turn the radio off because it's kind of annoying. So beautiful dark sky out tonight. Kind of humid, but not too bad. So the home position is the following. So I'm going to loosen the vertical lock, and I'm going to level the optical tube so it's level, right? So it's horizontal. And then I'm going to lock that down. There, so let's do that. Get my red flashlight out and unlock that, and get this so it's gotta come around here. It looks like. And I'll point the camera over here so you guys sort of see what I'm doing. So there's a little markings on here of declination or of altitude, and right there is 0. Okay, so that's pretty close. It's pretty close. Close enough. And then the other thing that I have to do is I have to line this up with the North Star. All right, so I've got to point this north. Now I don't want to move. I don't want to move the mount. I want to move the telescope. So I'm gonna look at the North Star. I'm gonna loosen the azimuth axis, and I'm going to find it as close as I can line it up with the North Star. And I'm sort of thinking that that's probably good enough. Okay, so I'm going to lock that down. Okay, so now I'm pointed north. I'm pointed north and horizontal. And that's what they're calling the home position. So once I do that, what does it want me to do? Do not use, press enter when done. Okay, here we go, enter. Okay, so now it wants me to select a star. Now, this isn't what I saw before. It actually chose the star for me, but I can go ahead and do this because I know what stars are out. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Arcturus and Altair. So Arcturus is getting pretty low over there, but that's okay. So let's see, how do I, like that. Okay, so I'm scrolling through the star names, and hopefully Arcturus is here. Oh, there it was. Okay, so there's Arcturus. Can you hit enter? So now it's slewing to where it thinks Arcturus is. It's got the elevation right, more or less. Okay, so it thinks that it's pointing at Arcturus. Now, what I'm going to do, and one thing that I forgot to bring out here, is that I'm going to go grab an eyepiece, because I've got the camera, I've got the webcam on here already, but I want to be able to look with my own eyes. So let me, I'll be right back. I just need to grab an eyepiece. Okay. So I've got a 25 millimeter eyepiece here that I'm going to take the camera off, put it over here, put the eyepiece in, and see if I can see Arcturus. If I can see anything. Okay, definitely have it focused, but definitely not centered, not even close. So I'm going to change the slewing speed to something pretty slow, and maybe I'll go the slowest just to sort of see what that looks like. In here, I'm going to slew around. Sorry, I've got to block the. That's not it. Oh, I think there he is. I think that's Arcturus. I'm going to sort of do a bore sight view here and see, make sure. Wow, that laptop screen is really bright. Really hard to. I'm pretty sure that's Arcturus. Pretty sure. Tracking is pretty terrible. Let's put the webcam on and see if we can see it that way. I guess what I'll do is I will switch cameras here. Okay, so now you're on the webcam. I'm going to save that. You should still be able to hear me. And I'm going to take off the eyepiece and put the webcam back on. Okay, webcam is on. So I'm going to slew around a little bit. It's probably out of focus. Probably out of focus. And, you know, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start up my webcam software, because what I want to do is I want to goose up the exposure time and the gain and all that. C525 for capture. Laptop's behaving pretty well tonight so far. I'm not looking at the chat. I will check the chat once I get aligned. Webcam in use, of course. Let's see if I can change the settings though anyway. Maybe I can. Wouldn't that be dandy? I think I can. Okay, I'm going to slew around a little bit. I don't know if the settings have been changed or not. Might have to definitely not going to be an easy task, but you know, with astronomy, you've got to be patient. Got to be patient and persistent. You have to assume that eventually you're going to figure it out. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I think I sort of prematurely did that. So I'm going to put me back on here, because I really need to be able to see and control this webcam. So main menu. Let's see if it'll talk to it now. Should. Oh, come on. Okay, so yeah, so definitely make sure that I'm seeing light. I'm definitely seeing light. Okay. So it's just a matter of focus, and probably what I need to do is I need to goose up the brightness and contrast again. Remember last time I was playing with that, and if I goose those up pretty substantially, that helped a lot. Okay, so now I'm going to slew around a little bit and see if I can pick up anything, because now what I have to do is focus, right? I've got to focus, and I need to be able to see something. And at the moment, I'm not seeing anything. It's not picking up any bright star at all. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the eyepiece back in. This is an iterative process. Put the eyepiece back in and see if I can grab Arcturus again. I don't know where Arcturus went. Put the glasses in a safe place. Better find Arcturus again. And unfortunately, I don't have a finder scope for this thing. Oh, I'm sort of way off here. So. It's a pretty wide field. But how do I go? I want to find it again. I want to point to it again. Okay, yeah, I gotta find it again here. Arcturus. Well, at least it's close. There's Arcturus. You think you're in there, huh? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to put this by more or less right in the middle. Like that, and then I'm going to rapidly move it to the camera. Aha, I've got a star. I've got to focus on that star. That might actually be Arcturus. I can't really see very much without my glasses on. that's Arcturus. So let me switch controls. I guess let me change the brightness and the contrast a little bit. Knock those down a little ways. Come on, machine. Really? You're gonna mess with? Don't mess with me tonight. You were doing so well. Okay, so I guess what I'll do is, you know what? Let's leave this as it is right now. And I know that you're not seeing any of this. I'm going to show you this really quick, or really soon. Okay, I'm going to keep that just like that. And I'm going to save those. And I'm going to exit out of that. And then I'm going to switch cameras. So now you'll be able to see what I've been seeing. Okay. So let's get him centered up. Well, let's center him up. Find a jerky motion. Okay, pretty much in the center. So now I'm going to hit enter. Okay. So now I'm going to go to Altair. And I'm going to do the same thing. Now, do you think it's going to lock in right away? Haha. Probably not. But I'll be able to put the eyepiece on there and okay, so it thinks right now that it's pointing at the right place, but it is definitely not. I'm going to reconfigure myself a little bit here. It's pointing in a very inconvenient place. That's okay. That's life. That's the life of an astronomer. Okay, so I'm going to take the camera off again without moving the telescope. Put it over here so you can see the light from the screen on the camera. I'm going to put the eyepiece back in, and I'm going to look. Now, I'm not going to be able to change focus, but I should be able to see a nice bright Altair. I'll change my speed to the slowest I can do it. I'm going to slew around again. Now this guy's going to be pretty bright too. It's kind of interesting to trying to center an out of focus star. But it can be done, you know. But it's going to be really bright, so not going to be too hard to not going to be too hard to miss once I see it, which I don't yet. I don't see it at all. Let's see where I'm pointing. Oh wow, that is totally off. I'm going to change my speed here. Oh. And get to where we need to be. This is gonna be fun and enjoyable. Might be close there. Might be close. That's it. I'm having to bore sight down the telescope tube because there is no finder scope on this thing, and that is painful. Gotta say. But it can be done, and as I said, one has to have some patience. That's a pretty bright star right there. I bet you that's it. Oh no. Kind of scanning around. Oh. I'm thinking that that's probably it. Not too many bright stars up there. It sure looks like I'm pointing in the right place. Man, I'd like to be absolutely sure, but I'm probably not going to be. But let's just go with that. And if we're off a little bit, then the pointing and the tracking isn't going to be perfect. But as you can see, this is not a, easy task. So I'm going to put the camera back on. And there's a star. And I think that that is Altair. Pretty sure it's Altair. It's pretty bright. Okay, so I'm going to change my slew rate again so it's as slow as it can go. And I'm going to hit enter. Bang! Oh, it says alignment failed. Great. Let's do the easy. Okay, so we got to go through all that again. Huh. Well, heck. Well, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, I'm going to go through all that again. I'm going to go horizontal and north. Flip this dude around. Get my, here I'm going to switch cameras. So you can watch the insanity. Okay, so I'm going to set this to 0 again. Set to 0. And I'm going to set this to north. The North Star. Set it more or less north. Okay. Locked in. So now let's choose this easy line. Searching for a star. It's going to go to Altair first. Okay, it's going to Altair. Thinks it knows where Altair is. We'll see. See now, what's probably going to happen, right, is I'm going to go through all of this, and because I've been slewing so much, right, I'm wearing the batteries down, right? So probably, you know, the pessimist in me is like, okay, I'm going to do all this. I'm going to get an alignment, and then it's going to run out of battery juice. I'm going to do a bore sight and see how close it is here. Well, I don't know. Get the eyepiece on there. Get the camera off again. Take a look. Don't really see much. See if I can slew around a little bit. See if I can bore sight it here. Well, definitely. Let's see what that looks like. Yep, definitely not easy. Where is Altair? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to line it up in here and go bang. So I'm not going to find it on the camera. I'm just going to put it in there. So now it's going to go, it's going to Deneb. which is up over this away. Star alignment failed the first time, so we're trying it again. This is just a different way. This is the telescope choosing its targets, and I'm sort of thinking it's like, okay, you know, let it choose its own target, right? Okay, definitely not in the field of view, but I'll swing around again. Let's see where it's pointing. Running straight up, almost, and I've got this bright screen. Really close. It's impossible. Impossible to. That's probably demoed right there. Let's go with that, see what it does. Alignment failed. All right. Well, this alignment thing is not working. It is definitely not working. No. I guess somehow I'm pretty determined to figure this out. Probably what's happening is that I'm not getting the right stars, and I'm trying to figure out a good way to do that, and there really isn't. Let's I don't know where it's deciding to slew. I just hit go to, and it thinks it's slewing somewhere. I don't know what it's doing there. But let's go to an object. Solar system object. Let's go to Mars. Because what I've got to do is I've got to figure out these offsets. Since I don't have a telescope or a finder scope, I've got to be able to figure out from where it's pointing and where it should, so I offset correctly. Man, it's going nowhere here. That is so wrong. Yeah, that's totally wrong. All right, that's not going to help. Hmm. Man, without a finder scope on this, this is really hard. I do have one alternative. You know, let me go get my laser pointer. Okay, I now have my green laser pointer, right? And with this, I might be able to line this thing up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to I'm going to go back to, oops, where is it? Object setup. It's setup, utilities, I think it's setup. Yeah. Align. And we're going to do, yeah, we're going to do an align, an easy align. So now I'm going to put it back at home for the third time. The astronomers are stubborn. They're very stubborn. They like things to work. And when they don't work, it's like, okay. So now, I'm going to line this up with the north again. Line it up to the north. Close as I can. Eyeballing it. Because that's what you're supposed to be able to do. Okay, so I've got it aligned again to the home position. I'll hit enter. It's going to look for Altair, I'll bet, this time. And unfortunately, it's got to go all the way around. So just, you know, using up a few more of those watts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put the laser pointer on the, oh, Vega is over there. So I'm going to put the laser pointer on the tube of the telescope. All right, I'm going to put it, and I'm going to point it, and I'll turn the laser on and see if I can get it pointing that way. Okay, so it thinks that it's pointed properly. Now, this is going to be fun. Because Yeah, this is not going to be easy either, but we'll give it a try. What to try? Oh, how am I going to do that? Of course. Well, Mr. Baffle's got to come off. He's blocking my laser beam. Of course, that stupid thing is in the way too. But if I keep that right in the middle there, I should be able to get pretty close. Okay. Okay, let's try this. I'm going to go to max speed here. And it looks like to me that I need to move the scope. Way over here. It's got to be really close. Yep, got it. I hate to do this, but I think I really need to focus, or am I sure? No, that's Vega. That is definitely Vega. All right, hit enter. Okay, now it's going to go somewhere else. Altair. Now, if I don't get a star alignment this time, I'm going to be very unhappy. You might actually see a little fit. I got to come back around over here. I'm going to use my laser pointer again. Wow, not even close. Okay. So laser pointer works pretty well. You can see it really well. And there's definitely a bright star in there. So let's line them up. Punch it. Alignment failed. All right, screw it. You know what? I give you all the time in the world, dude. I give you every single chance, and you fail me. You have failed me 3 times. You have failed me 3 times. Oh, set up. Date is 3 September. Time is now 9:33. Holy moly, I've been out here for an hour. I just messed up the time. Yeah, you know, for some reason this thing is not wanting to align. Hmm. You failed me 3 times, dude. Hmm. Failed me 3 times. Not too happy with you. Not too happy with you at all. And I mean, I definitely had those 2 stars in there for sure. For sure. Huh. Well, let's see how bad the tracking is, because I mean, I can definitely get objects in here. So let's go down to Saturn. And I've got to switch positions again. It'll be easier over here. To view. But no, this thing is not aligning. And that last one for sure. That last one definitely should have. So that's a little uh, annoying. Should have Saturn in there. Oh, he's close. Hmm. All right, if I can't find Saturn with this technique, then maybe I have to question. You know, having this paddle like this is kind of annoying too. You know this? Okay, so how far off am I? Really? Wow. So this tube isn't straight, so I can't line up with the tube. And obviously my angling isn't good enough either. Okay. Well, let me show you what I've got here, at least. It looks like it's actually tracking pretty well. So we can at least take a look. Switch cameras. Now, of course, there's nothing there. Yeah, this is definitely sort of a fail here. Definitely sort of a fail. Nothing seems to be working as well as it should. My lenses and my glasses are all smudged up. Can't see a thing. The laser alignment thing definitely needs some help. Definitely needs some help there. I don't quite know what to do about that. Wow. Okay. Well, that was definitely a fail. Definitely a fail. Saturn even in there with the eyepiece. Yeah, it's in there with the eyepiece. Dang, I wish I could at least get it. I assume that that's Saturn. Funny that it wouldn't be. Huh. Yeah, wow, I don't see a thing. Oh, there's a bright star. Sure doesn't look like Saturn. But let's go with that for a moment. Yeah, see, we're not tracking. Of course we're not tracking. Yeah, that's going to be impossible. What does it do that for? I don't have enough time to be able to even change my exposures to see if that is Saturn. You gonna let me? You gonna let me? Huh? This thing is gonna scream and complain because it can't talk to the camera. But I might be able to control the settings anyway. I don't know. This thing is slow. Yeah, I know. We can't. We can't do everything we want. Come on, laptop. Can I have just a tiniest bit of joy? Just gonna... Yeah, no, that's nothing. That's a... I think that probably is Saturn. Yeah, it is. That's pretty pitiful, gotta say. Huh. Yeah, look at that. Where's it going? Nobody knows. All right, well, I would definitely call that a fail. We need to keep, just need to keep working on this a little bit. That's bad. I mean, it's not able to track because it wasn't able to do a star line, right? I mean, it's actually doing a fair job tracking with no alignment at all. But yeah, that's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. All right, well, definitely need to regroup a little bit and try to see how I want to proceed, because for sure, what does it do that for? Definitely for sure. Definitely for sure, we need a better procedure here. This is kind of crazy. Look at that. Get over there. It's just jerking around everywhere. The settings that I set it at, camera didn't, for some reason, didn't stick, so I'm having to reset those. I'm just whining now. I didn't get my way. Come on. That's the wrong way. There you go. Good job. Yeah, it's pretty sad. You definitely tell there's rings there. But yeah, I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of way, because being able to point this exactly where it needs to be is gonna be a trick. Definitely gonna be a trick that I'm gonna have to learn. Yeah, well, we'll see what we can do here. It might be a way to get this laser pointer mounted onto the tube, so it's nice and straight and aligned and everything. See, something like that. That looks pretty good, actually. Well, it doesn't. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to mess with this a little bit more. So that was definitely a fail. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody. This is what it's all about. It is the learning curve, and yeah, this was yeah, really without a finder scope on there, it makes it really, really hard. So, all right, well, I will switch back to that camera, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna call it quits and go in and cry in my pillow for a while. So, all right, we'll see you later. Bye.